Welcome to this inspiring journey into the life of one of the most courageous and impactful leaders in the Bible, Deborah. Her story, found in the book of Judges, is one of faith, leadership, and victory against overwhelming odds. In the days before kings ruled over Israel, the nation was led by judges, men and women chosen by God to deliver his people from their enemies and guide them in his ways. Among these judges stands an extraordinary figure, Deborah, a woman of wisdom, courage, and unwavering faith. Today, we explore her remarkable story, found in the book of Judges, chapters 4 and 5, a story of prophecy, courage, and divine deliverance. Sit back as we journey into the life of Deborah, a leader raised up by God in one of Israel's darkest hours. Deborah's story begins at a time when Israel was in crisis. After turning away from God, the Israelites fell into the hands of Jabin, the king of Canaan. Jabin ruled from the city of Hazor, and his army, led by the fearsome commander Sisera, oppressed Israel for 20 long years. Sisera's power was unmatched. His army boasted 900 iron chariots, the most advanced military technology of the time. The Israelites, with no standing army of their own, lived in constant fear and desperation. Judges chapter 4, verses 1 through 3. But amidst the despair, a light shone brightly. Deborah, the wife of Lapidoth, was a prophetess and the only female judge in Israel's history. She was a woman of unparalleled wisdom and courage, chosen by God to lead his people. Her court was not in a grand hall or fortress, but under a palm tree in the hill country of Ephraim. There, Israelites came to her for guidance and justice. Judges chapter 4, verses 4 to 5. One day, God gave Deborah a command, a call to action that would change the course of Israel's history. She summoned Barak, the son of Abinoam, a warrior from the tribe of Naphtali. As he stood before her, she delivered a prophetic charge. "The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you, go, take 10,000 men of Naphtali and Zebulun, and lead them to Mount Tabor. I will lead Sisera, the commander of Jabin's army, with his chariots and troops to the Kishon River, and give him into your hands." Judges chapter 4, verses 6-7. But Barak's faith wavered. He replied, "If you go with me, I will go, but if you don't go with me, I won't go." Judges chapter 4, verse 8. Deborah, a woman of steadfast courage, agreed to accompany him, but gave this prophetic warning. "Certainly, I will go with you, but because of the course you are taking, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman." Judges chapter 4, verse 9. Before we move on, if you're enjoying Deborah's story so far, leave a comment below. What inspires you most about her courage? And if you think others would be encouraged, don't forget to share this video. Now let's dive back into the story. There's more to come. The day of battle arrived. Deborah and Barak led their army to Mount Tabor, and Sisera, hearing of their movements, marched his forces and iron chariots to the Kishon River. As the two armies faced off, Deborah turned to Barak and declared, "Go. This is the day the Lord has given Sisera into your hands. Has not the Lord gone ahead of you?" Judges chapter 4, verse 14. Then the Lord intervened in a miraculous way. Heavy rains caused the Kishon River to flood, turning the battlefield into a quagmire. Sisera's iron chariots, once symbols of power, were rendered useless in the thick mud. Panic spread through the Canaanite army as the Israelites, empowered by God, overwhelmed them. Judges chapter 4, verse 15. Seeing his army defeated, Sisera abandoned his chariot and fled on foot. While Barak pursued Sisera's forces to complete the victory, Sisera sought refuge in the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. Jael, who appeared to be a friend, welcomed him into her tent. Judges chapter 4, verses 16 to 17. Sisera, exhausted and confident in his safety, fell into a deep sleep. But Jael had other plans. She took a tent peg and hammer and, with unwavering resolve, drove the peg through his temple, killing him instantly. Judges chapter 4, verses 18 to 21. Barak arrived shortly after and found Sisera dead in Jael's tent. That day, God's prophecy through Deborah was fulfilled. Israel's oppressor was defeated, not by might alone, but by the hand of a courageous woman. Through Deborah's leadership, Barak's obedience, and Jael's decisive action, God delivered his people from oppression. Judges chapter 4, verses 22 to 24. The victory over Sisera was not just a military triumph, but a spiritual renewal for Israel. Deborah, in her dual role as prophetess and judge, composed a song of praise, celebrating God's deliverance. Under Deborah's leadership, Israel enjoyed 40 years of peace. Her story is a timeless reminder of what can happen when God's people listen to his voice, rise in courage, and trust in his deliverance. Deborah was more than a judge and prophetess. She was a mother to her nation, a voice of wisdom in chaos, and a vessel of God's power. Her legacy echoes through the ages, calling each of us to step into the roles God has prepared for us, no matter the odds. Thank you for watching this episode of Bible in a Bit. If you were inspired by Deborah's story, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more bite-sized Bible stories. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next episode. Until then, go with God and walk in his courage and strength.